Well, I'm trying a uh, new way this time. I'm showing you my stacks for different kinds of herbs and supplements that are dedicated to different things I want to do. Here is my box of all the herbs that that enhance mood. And this one is not for mood. This is bitter melon powder. It's for diabetes. But I have a lot of herbs, each dedicated to different ideas. Well, this stack of 12 or 13 herbs, they are dedicated to enhancing brain functions and learning faculties. It doesn't show pomegranate juice, which is kind of important. Well, these are my medication for diabetes, but this stack here of 12 or so is all liquid. I put them in a like Diet Coke or something, about a glass of Diet Coke, and it enhances sexual functions. But over here, this stack is for internal organs, for liver or kidney, or use a little bit of it in like a cup of juice or soda. But these are supplements that also enhance brain functions. Well, this one, L-citrulline, it is for people who have is basically enhances the production of nitric oxide. And I'm gradually stop using supplement pills because the herbs they do a much better job. Um, and I'm going to be switching back to powder because we can take more of the herbs better in the blender. These are the stack for that helps sexual functions. This one does a great job. And let's see, over here there are powdered herbs that are also for enhancing mental functions. And I think they add up to a very nice limitless pill. You can see the turmeric, you can't miss that one out. This is the usually the tomato juice I buy, and there's the I have the blender here, and the blender. I want to show you the blender cups, and there is the blender main cup. I don't know where I put it. It's right here. So I put everything there and mix them up, and they all work very well. Well, also here I use the strainer and sometimes put a lot of different herbs here and use hot water to make a tea or make Earl Grey tea. They all work very well. Uh, the the stack for sexual functions works really good, and well, the picture is going to be kind of rotating because I'm putting it on a tripod now, but kind of you're going to see all of my room. Okay, I'm back again. So you just saw a lot of the stacks I use to help myself. I'm going to be 60 in September, so my skin is holding up pretty good because I got Asian blood, but also the herbs they really help me out. And the good thing about the herbs is that say the sexual functions in the body, there are multiple mechanisms that go into making them work. And when you use different herbs in combination, like in a stack, like I'm using many different varieties, a little bit of each, then the net effect is that you feel like I feel like I'm in my 25 years old or 30 years old. All the functionality comes back, not just the bits and pieces, or you know, I don't just solve one problem. The sexual function is a combination of many different factors. Some is in the emotional system, some has to do with blood circulation to the legs, some has to do with the blood flow, or some has to do with the semen generation. Well, that's just one department. The other one, stacks that I have for mental functions, each one of them addresses different area. Uh, some is for memory, some is uh, for making the processes like of firing of neurons faster. Some is for long-term memory. Or the 12 or 13 of them, they really increase many functionalities. And in fact, once your body is used to it, then you discover that there were functions that your brain has that you might have never experienced it since you were like in your 20s, in your something like that. Well, actually, there is a verse in New Testament where Jesus says that in my Father's house there is many houses, and I think this has to do with different levels of consciousness and or different chakras, and each one of these herbs, they bring you closer to different chakras, or opening up the third eyes or the last chakra. You also see colors like bluish color. That's a very high, almost the highest chakra, and then the purplish color, and your thinking processes will become more image-like, less auditory. This is because different parts of the brains are being activated, or they're coming back into functionalities. Just like the sexual stack, the sexual functions in a person is not composed of just one thing. It's actually a combination of many different functionalities, many different departments, and each herb brings one of them back to work, and it becomes a complete picture. Well, the one for the mental functions, this is also we have several brains. We have the older brain, and then we have a new cortex is the newer brain that evolved, and then there is multiple other ones, and also there is the third eye, and each one of them have, in the process of us getting older, they have become more and more dormant. And when you use these herbs, you bring these systems back on, and they act in unison. This is very important. I think Nostradamus used herbs to bring functionalities back. Well, the first box I showed you shows was a bunch of herbs that enhance mood, make you. Well, I don't use all the herbs in the same sitting. In the course of the day, I migrate from one stack to the other one. Well, there is a lot of herbs that just happiness or serenity, or make you calm, and there is also supplements like L-theanine that It's for calmness. Well, I used the last stack I forgot to show to you was liquid herbs. St. John's wort is for depression. Then chamomile calms you down. Kava kava, linden flower extract, and then I have a host of other ones. Passion flower. There is two, three ones that also induce nice dreams. You know, they are not totally psychedelic. They are not like LSD. They are just herbs, but they're very smooth, kind of migrating towards those same net effects in the body, and I think that you could solve a lot of the body's problems by using herbs or stacks. Well, the last stack I showed you was the powders for enhancing brain functions. Well, I'm going to go back into buying many herbs in the powder form. Then because I've now learned how to use them with the blender, and you get more more of them, and you don't have to buy the more expensive liquid form. But this is just like somebody gave you a new lease on your body. Like, say, my sexual functions are coming back to what I was when I was 25. So this is it's like somebody you just won the lottery. You know, you acquire all these things that you had, and they were very valuable at the time. And then now I'm becoming 60 years old, and I'm getting them back. The same goes with the stack that has to do with mental functions, you know, being able to have really nice dreams, vivid dreams, being my spiritual functions coming back to me. Those are very valuable. Those are gifts. Well, I showed you one other stack that was for internal organs, and they have some herbs that help kidney, pancreas, help my liver, help my digestion. I take some supplements, laxatives and stuff, but those are tied with my other medication for diabetes. Well, this has to be in conjunction with meditation and relaxation, but I'm not very good at those areas. If I was able to relax a lot more, then my blood sugar would drop significantly. But you know, the environment, the kinds of people that come around, it can impact you, and it's like a big portion of your mental energy gets wasted in dealing with externalities. Many Sufi masters, many meditators, they try to like live alone, not to more secluded life, because then their energies, they compound or live in the present time. But when you're not doing that and you're in conflict, then all those energies that could go into starting your higher levels of your consciousness, it gets wasted in dealing with trouble. Well, the other benefit of these stacks is that I used to take a lot of vitamins, B12 or B50, and also a lot of like vitamins for the eye. I didn't show you my last stack, which is kind of stuff that's for longevity. Well, these three herbs cinnamon, cumin, and turmeric. If you use them every day, your skin will stay very young, and also they help longevity. My mother taught me this, but I take them with a bunch of other herbs that they're all geared to self-maintenance or prevention of cancer, and also keeping me healthy and young. Uh, well, then I noticed that any kind of eye problem that I had, I think I was seeing white stuff, it goes away when you take the herbs regularly. You don't have to take a special vitamin like lutein or vitamin A. In fact, it kind of cut back on the vitamins that I usually buy. The herbs, they contain a lot of this stuff. Actually, these vitamins, they came from the herbs. Somebody extracted them and made them into little packets. But the good thing about a lot of these supplements or herbs is that if you get, for example, too much of vitamin A in an herb, the body just treats it like food and gets rid of it. So you get always the maximum dosage that you need, and you don't have to go kind of measure and all this. Well, some vitamins, they're fat soluble, but I don't really believe in that you can take too much of them, or something disastrous will happen. It won't. The body just, these things came from herbs or natural stuff, and the body treats them like food. If it has too much of them, it stores a little bit and gets rid of the rest of them. It takes care of a lot of supplements that I had to buy. I don't know, I still going to use some vitamin C. There's a lot of mushrooms like lion's mane or cordyceps that they're very good for mental functions, and cordyceps is very good for many different problems. Well, what I was thinking the other day is all the stuff that were wrong. I don't hear my body complain about them, like joints or knee problem. I still take glucosamine and the other supplements for that, but I think the herbs are kind of doing a pretty good job of it. I think turmeric does a good job of strengthening the joints, and I don't have cramps in my legs. I used to have them a lot, and also shortness of the breath, which is a sign of heart problems. They've gone away. Well, this is as far as I want to go with it. In the other videos, I'm going to go over ideas with the tissue regeneration and cloning, but the technology is still in infancy. But I think that the plants, they can be also modified or genetically changed to make a lot of proteins that the body needs, even animal proteins. But I need to study some more on this, who's doing that, but it's like this is like body hacking. Kind of look around, see what is available. The other thing that I really like about these stacks and these herbs is because they're so cheap in comparison to supplements, that there is no comparison. Even if you get a very good price for a supplement like vitamin C, or it's usually like what, $7, $10, $4, $5. Well, I could get a nice herb. For example, eye bright. I bought lutein, which is a vitamin for the eye, but there is also an herb. It's called eye bright, and when I started taking eye bright with my other herbs, a lot of eye problems went away. So, but also when you buy eye bright, usually off of eBay, a lot of herbs they're like $3 or $4 for an ounce, or $5, free shipping. And say I bought an herb for $5. Guess how long that would last me? It would last me at least like 3-4 months. Well, the herb that I buy in very large quantity, I consume a lot of it. Is I bought turmeric a lot. A good turmeric is not cheap, and but that herb does a lot of functions. I think a lot of supplements were made from turmeric. It's really turmeric in disguise for many brain or smart pills. But the other one was cinnamon, not the regular kind, the American kind, but the one that comes from Ceylon. I bought a lot of it, like a pound of turmeric and a pound of Ceylon cinnamon, and those cost more than like $10-20, but that's gonna last me a year, maybe 2 years at the rate. Well, you don't just consume a mass quantity. When I put a stag, I put like a pinch, barely, of each, and that's equivalent to 5-6 of pills, smart pills. So this is price-wise, it overshadows any kind of prices you have to pay for supplements or even pills. And then also it impacts many parts of the body. It is not just muscles or joints. I think B12 vitamins, a lot of them were made from turmeric. I'm not sure, but it has a huge effect on nerves and brain cells. And anyhow, I really am interested in this topic. I study many exotic herbs, and it has helped me a great deal. Thank you very much for putting up with me. Please subscribe and leave your comment.